Cheers, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of my pathetic life as a homeowner. Progress and maintenance. You know how it goes. A little bit of progress. In my case, a lot of maintenance. I've been trying to make these intros a little bit less pessimistic, but lately life's been throwing punches at me left, right, and center, and I haven't been posting a lot of videos, but I got a lot of stuff going on, and I am doing a video, finally, and it is with regards to my garage door not opening. I walked in here the other day, and I was gonna take this beauty for a drive, and I'm like, okay, no problem, let's just hit the garage door opener. And all of a sudden, the garage keeps getting stuck like this. And I'm looking around here, try to do it again. It'll close, but it won't open. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like looking around here, looking at the rails, everything looks fine, and finally I figured it out. That right there, that spring broke. So if you don't know what these springs are, and at this point, by no means am I an expert, so call me out on all the bullshit that I say, but I've done enough research to say I'm fairly lethal in the sense that I'm gonna be replacing this myself. Now, I will put a disclaimer, or say a disclaimer. If you notice, there's an orange sticker there. This is a part of a garage where you gotta be careful with safety because there is a lot of built up tension in these springs, or at least not this one, because this one's busted, but that one's still got some tension on it. And if you're not careful, you can potentially injure yourself. But long story short, these two springs, some of you might have one, are used to help lift this heavy bad boy up by this garage door opener. So this thing does a little bit of the weight lifting. Those two springs do the rest of the lifting. And because this one's broken, that means the garage door can't go up anymore. So let's get into replacing this thing. And this is what I've learned experiencing this process, and I'll share with you guys, but again, call me out if you see me saying something different, right? So my garage has two springs. What I had to do at first was, I didn't know where to start, but I did a little bit of research, and there's a number here on this spring. Hold on, let me get on a stool here. I was fortunate to have this number. Now, no, you might not have this number, but that number right here says 243-28.25. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you, because this is what's gonna happen. If you experience this situation, you're gonna have to figure out what number your spring is gonna be that you purchase off of the internet. In my case, it's Amazon. I'm gonna show you exactly here. Actually, let me just talk about this number here. So the 243, it's basically designating the thickness of the wire or the coil. So 0.243 is roughly a 1/4 inch wire, roughly 1/4 inch, or roughly 0.25. Now the 28.23 is the actual length of this piece and this piece. So 28 inches and 1/4 long. And you're gonna need that number when you're ordering a replacement. You're also gonna need the number for the diameter of this coil as well. So the inside diameter, my number doesn't show here. It doesn't show a number in my case, but you can measure this out. So in my case, it's 2 inches. I measured the inside diameter and it's 2 inches. You can try to measure the coil itself with like a measuring tape or a caliper, but realistically, it's basically 0.25 of an inch or 1/4 inch. So that being said, we go online. I'm just gonna show you right here how I went through it. I clicked here, went to this link. I'll post the link in the description below like I usually do. And I couldn't find a 0.243, so I ended up going with a 0.25. So is it gonna make a difference? Probably not. But I will say that I ordered a dual. You might have a single, I have a dual. So the way it goes is, this is the right side, that's the left side. That's correct. I pointed that the right, that the left. But when you're facing this way, this is the right, this is the left. So that's kind of how they're labeled. And it sounds to me like the right side is gonna have red paint like you see here. And the left side is gonna have no paint at all. So let's get started. Pow. All right, first thing I gotta do, I gotta get this damn car out of the way because I need to work in this area and the car is clearly in my way. Now, I don't know exactly if this is gonna work, but I am gonna try to lift this door to take the place of that spring. And I have my car door opener here, and let's see if this actually works. That didn't work. I need to be stronger. All right, let's try this one more time. All right, time to get the car out. I gotta drop this thing now. I'm gonna do it carefully, just so it doesn't slam. I don't know if it will, but. Gonna disconnect this. For the sake of safety, maybe not. Here's the box it came in. Made in China, no surprise. Everything's made in China, basically. And these are where the springs are supposed to be. Box looks a little small. Here's what you get in your box. Winding rods, springs, right, left. And you get these instructions. I just read through these really quickly, and I noticed that they call out a flat file. And it's funny that they call that out because I read through all of this and it didn't mention anything that I could see of a flat file. However, on the Amazon reviews, I did notice people complaining about this flange right here cracking. And for some reason, it seems like it was cracking on this little bit right here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. But people were complaining that this bit was causing it to crack. And I'm just wondering if that file is supposed to be to file that down. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm actually gonna file these down. It seems like they are. There's kind of one on each side here. There's one here. You can see the raised. And then on the other side on both of these. So I'm gonna file those down. It didn't look like they were mentioned it in the instructions, but that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go from there. I'm gonna cut these apart now. Probably dangerous to do this, but let's go. Woo! Party. Do this one. Oh, fuck. I got wiggle. All right, let's get going. So first we're gonna get rid of the tension on the one that's still good. This one's obviously busted, so there's no tension, but this one's still under a heavy tension. So we're gonna unwind that one in a safe manner. And what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna control the unwind, but at the same time we're gonna loosen. There's two, in my case there's square, basically set nuts or that kind of hold onto the bar. I can't think of the term for it, but we're gonna loosen both of these up and unwind it, and let's go. Winding rod goes in, and I'm gonna start loosening these on the back to relieve it, and it should start slipping at some point. And I gotta get to the other one. And as it starts slipping, it's pushing down, as you can see here. So this is going down, and it hits there. Probably want to unwind a little bit more. All right, that's loose. All right, now let's walk it back with the other one. So lift a little, take this one out, and we like that, and repeat until all of the tension is off of this spring. All right, now that the tension's off this one, the tension is off this one, it's time to separate this center here. And down here. Moving on to this pulley. Well, the next step is to take these lock nuts or lock screws and loosen them. And also take this cable off like that. And I'm just gonna dip it through here like that. And call it a day. Stay. All right, this is off. Slide that, and I'm gonna go do the other side. Okay, so I ran into a problem here. These bearings, the way that this bracket positions is they bind this rail up in my case. So I'm gonna hold this like this, and I'm gonna slide it this way and slide that one all the way over there out, just like it came out like that. And it's resting on the center pivot. That's how I gotta do this, because this thing's being a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna go over to the other side now. Might as well do this while I'm over here. Scoot this along. Hopefully I don't bend it. And I'm gonna take this pulley off. So this side right here. And start taking this spring out. Like that. That is garbage. And I just dropped it onto a tile floor, which I'll get to in another video. Speaking of which, that's a good example because people keep calling me out on this tile floor. And everyone's like, oh man, it's gonna crack. It's gonna drive on it, it's gonna crack. There you go. That's a big piece of metal that's dropped on the floor. It's fine. Okay, now, red for right side. Remember, right side, left side. Right side, left side. Might as well put this back in. I did shave these down, by the way, with a file. Let's see how this goes. This might get a little tricky. Maybe. Probably gotta loosen these. Yeah, a lot. Loosen those a lot. There we go. Should slide on now. Come on, old girl. There we go. Slide that all the way over there. Slide this back on like so. And now I'm gonna put this in to the bearing. I'm gonna slide that one out. Boom. All right, that one fell out. Slide a little bit further, give me some room to work with. And repeat. Jesus Christ. All right. So I'm gonna say something. I noticed this, there's a bearing right here. And this bearing fits into this, obviously 2-inch diameter, but there's only one on this side. There's not one on this side. And I think the reason why that is because you only, since these clamp together with these flanges, you only need one here clamped into this housing and it'll, you know, keep that one stable as well. So let's keep going here. Spring is off. Now, one thing I did mention earlier, Jesus, shut up. The right side's red, and I said there's no paint on the left side, but there actually is. It seems like they paint it black. If you look at the new spring, it's black as well. So right side red, left side black. Let me loosen these up before I get up there. Freaking spring back in. What am I hung up on? Slide that back, put this pulley back. Now I gotta put this back here. And I got like, I can tell where the grease is, where the bearing rides. Which happens to be roughly here. I think I'm gonna go double check the other side. Time to join these up back in the center. So the bearing goes into this one, like that. This one kind of comes in like that, and they mate up. And we bolt them together somehow, some way. It's a bit of a pain. Just like that. Just like that. Start that nut. All right, tidy, that's done. Time to start putting some tension on these. These are loosened up a little bit. So now it's basically, here's the rule of thumb that I've kind of figured out on the internet. Let me back up here. All right, the rule of thumb that I've kind of gathered is if you have a 7-foot door like mine, you're gonna do 30 1/4-inch turns on each spring. If you have an 8-foot door, from what I gathered, around 33 1/4-inch turns on both springs is what is recommended. And I'm gonna get started on this right now, and I'm just gonna kind of walk it up. We're going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 30. I'll be honest with you, this was a bit of a workout. So that's 30 or 29, close enough. And now it's time to tighten these. You don't have to go crazy with it, but just nice and snug on both of these. From what I've gathered. Now, there's a lot of tension on this one still. I got this one out. Now it's time to put these back in. This one's still under tension. So let's go do that. I'm gonna roll this cable over. And into this groove. Seems easier said than done. There we go. This doesn't have to be tight from what I've gathered, but enough to kind of have a bit of tension. I'm gonna put these set screws in, not a whole lot. Basically, I'm just trying to line it up straight. Looks all right. All right. Now, because that's on and that's on, I should be able to take the pressure off of this rod, take it out, and then boom. Okay, we're good. Oh, well, that fucked up. So you see that happen here? Obviously these weren't tight enough. And it unwound. All right, well, lesson learned on that one. I'm gonna have to do this again. All right, round 2. I had to loosen those up, that one over there up, and I had to repeat this, and I'm at 29 turns, and I tightened these a little bit more than last time. Let's just pray this goes well, and it doesn't kill me. All right, where are we at? It's holding, okay, all right. Let's carry on. Now we're going to do that one. I'm gonna do 29 turns. 1, going up again. 2, 3. I got 29. Now I'm super paranoid about this, so I'm probably driving it in a little bit further than it needs to, but I don't want this to happen again. So 29 and 29. I mean, I should be good. I'm gonna... All right, what's happening? Oh, the door's going up. So here's the reality. This is what I'm thinking is happening. The door is going up. But because I got the quarter inch springs, I think that I don't need as many turns. So 29 and 29, it seems like it might be a little overkill. Maybe a little. Yeah, it's a little overkill. Maybe not. 29 and 29. So let's just hook it up to, try to hook it up to the, to that thing and see what happens. Yeah, maybe a little too much, but let's try it. Let's see what happens. Because the springs will, so the springs will settle a little, but let's see if it closes. So this thing's working to close this thing right now. It works, but it's a little too tense, and it's probably because, like I said, going from 0.243 to 0.250 adds a little bit more tension. But it's working. I'm gonna leave it for a week and see what happens. Cheers. Do me a favor, if you made it this far into the video, please just hit a like button or a subscribe. It keeps me motivated in my lazy ways. Anyways, it's been over a week now where I've left these springs to settle, and now is the moment of truth. What happens after a week? Is it still gonna be too tense or not? Let's try it out. Here we go. All right, we're disconnected. The door's not going up automatically right now, but let's try to give it a little bit of push. There we go. Ah, see, there we go. We're freaking balanced. I like that. That's perfect. That is perfect. Perfection. 29 and 29, that's what it took for me. Anyways, if you like the video, again, subscribe, and we're off to the next battle. Cheers.